I'm John Schoenhals, Pioneer Field Agronomist with Pioneer in Northern Ohio. While we're in this rain delay, I want to take a chance to talk about a couple of the hot questions that are on everybody's mind right now. First of all, what is the impact of the delayed planting on my corn and soybean yields? And second of all, do I need to consider switching from an late full season maturity to an earlier maturity? Two very valid questions, especially with the forecast that we have right now. So on the first question, how much yield am I giving up? So yield is determined by numerous factors. As your corn sits in a bag right now, the potential yield is close to 600 or more bushels per acre. Everything that you do with that seed from now on is going to impact final yield. Planting date is just one piece in that puzzle. Now optimally, we'd like to have all our corn planted between April 15th and May 10th. That's going to keep us right there without giving up any potential at all. But the reality is that doesn't usually happen. And even if we plant corn on May 25th, as far as planting date goes, we still are going to have 95% or more of that yield potential possible. Other factors such as soil conditions, fertility, weather, disease, pests are going to play much more of a factor in what that final yield would be rather than planting date until we get past May 25 or later on like that time in the season. Soybeans is a similar story. We talk a lot about early planting beans being important for yield, but early planting does not trump other conditions. And so when we have wet, cold conditions, it's going to be more prudent to wait, and we'll still have the potential there, even if it's the mid to late May planting time. As far as maturities and the need to switch from a full season to an early maturity, that's not a concern that we have right now. We're going to continue monitoring planting progress. As we move into mid and late May, those conversations will become more important. But right now, those full season varieties and hybrids are going to give us the potential for maximum yield and still be able to dry down in time for a timely harvest. There's been multiple studies that have looked at this relationship between planting date, maturity, and dry down costs. And we really, in these northern Ohio areas, have until the May 25 time frame where it starts to make sense to move away from a full season hybrid because of the increased expected cost for drying. There's a couple of factors that are in play here. First of all, full season hybrids are going to have significantly more yield potential than early maturity hybrids do, because it takes more use of the full season that we have for grain fill and larger ears that way. It does come at a cost of higher moisture, but usually the moisture differences are not enough to offset the gain from yield that we have. Till we get to that May 25th time frame, that's when we might start considering switching hybrids. So as difficult as it is to sit and wait right now, just make sure that you're taking the time to be prepared when the window hits, and then monitor soil conditions. Don't get in a rush and plant a lot of corn in conditions that are not going to be optimal for germination and emergence. Uniformity and soil conditions are still going to be very, very important even as we move into middle of May.
That concludes this Pioneer Growing Point Agronomy video podcast. Visit our page on pioneer.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook for more agronomy insights.